Want to hear about a guy who dated, married, and even took a honeymoon with his fictional partner? Akihiko Kondo's story is like a modern-day fairy tale, but with a surprising twist. Born in Tokyo on May 31st, 1983, Kondo's life took a very unexpected turn when he decided to marry a fictional character named Hatsune Miku. Yep, you heard that right. This all happened back in 2018, and while it wasn't an official wedding in the legal sense, it was as real as it gets for Kondo. But before we get into their wedding story, let's rewind a bit to know who Kondo is and how he fell head over heels in love. Growing up, Kondo was just like any other kid. He was into anime, joined a manga club in high school, and like most teenagers, he had a thing for the opposite sex. But here's where things get tricky. Every time he tried to confess his feelings, he got turned down, 7 times to be exact. That's enough to make anyone rethink their approach to love, right? So, after being rejected and labeled as an otaku, Kondo found himself more drawn to fictional characters than real people. And for those who don't know, otaku is basically the name given to someone who's super into anime and manga. Fast forward a bit, and Kondo starts working at a junior high school. You would think that things would be better, but nope, life threw him more problems his way. He was bullied at work by 2 women who made his job a nightmare. This led to a full-blown nervous breakdown. Kondo hit rock bottom. He couldn't eat, sleep, and even started looking up ways to end it all. Yikes. But just when things were at their darkest, he stumbled upon something that would change his life: Hatsune Miku. Now, who was Hatsune Miku and what was so charming about her? Now, Hatsune Miku isn't just any character. She's a virtual pop star with a massive following created by Krypton Future Media. If you imagine a 16-year-old with long turquoise pigtails singing catchy tunes, then you've got Miko. Kondo first discovered her through a song called Miracle Paint on YouTube, and just like that, he was hooked. Her music became his escape, his comfort, his everything. It wasn't long before Kondo started composing songs using the same software that brought Miko to life. He even bought a stuffed toy of her to keep her close. Gradually, Miku started becoming Kondo's lover. For the next 2 years, while Kondo was on sick leave, Hatsune Miku was like a beacon of hope for him. Her music played non-stop, lifting him out of the dark place he was in. In his own words, Miku saved him. She gave him the strength to get back on his feet, to reconnect with the world that had turned its back on him. And from that point on, Kondo was all in. His devotion to Miku only grew stronger. By 2015, Kondo was so invested in Miku that he attended her Magical Mirai 2015 event at Nippon Budokan. Seeing her on stage was an emotional experience. He actually cried. The following year, he bought a PlayStation VR just so he could play a virtual reality game featuring Miku. But the real game changer came in 2017 when a Japanese startup called Vinclu introduced a device called Gatebox. Gatebox was like a dream come true for Kondo. It allowed people to interact with fictional characters through a small hologram, and yes, Hatsune Miku was one of those characters. The device wasn't perfect. It could only respond to simple greetings, but for Kondo, it was more than enough. As part of Gatebox's promotional campaign, users could even sign up for unofficial marriage registrations with their favorite fictional characters. And guess who was first in line? Kondo, of course. In March 2018, he got his hands on the Gatebox device, and from then on, his life was filled with color, as he puts it. So what do you do when you found your soulmate, even if she's a hologram? You pop the question and put a ring on it. Kondo asked the hologram of Hatsune Miku if she'd marry him, and she said yes. But planning the wedding wasn't a piece of cake. The first venue he approached was cool with it, but they didn't want the wedding to go viral, fearing it might scare off other couples. But Kondo wasn't about to let that stop him. He found a venue in Tokyo that was all about supporting sexual minorities and unconventional love stories. Finally, on November 4th, 2018, Kondo and Miku tied the knot in a formal ceremony that cost him about 2 million yen. He was dressed to the nines in a white tuxedo, and Miku, well, she was represented by a small stuffed toy wearing a handmade white gown. The guest line was pretty unique too. 39 people showed up, a number chosen because it sounds like Miku in Japanese. 3 is mi and 9 is ku. While Kondo invited his family and co-workers, none of them attended. But 2 Japanese politicians were there, which is kind of cool, right? However, Akihiko Kondo's mom decided to skip his wedding in Tokyo, which wasn't all that shocking since he was marrying a hologram. He shared that for his mom, it just wasn't something to celebrate. Even though none of his family showed up to watch him marry the 16-year-old animated character with big eyes and long aqua pigtails, this wedding ceremony was nothing short of a spectacle. It was full of special moments. Kondo exchanged rings with the Miku doll and even kissed it for the first time. He held a bouquet made of leeks, which is Miku's trademark. And although Japanese law doesn't recognize marriages to fictional characters, Kondo didn't care. This was his moment, and it was as real as it needed to be for him. After the wedding, reactions were all over the place. Some people, especially other Miku fans, were super supportive. They sent him messages of congratulations, and Kondo felt encouraged by their words. But of course, not everyone was on board. He got some nasty comments, including death threats, and his work environment took a hit. One senior colleague even asked him to stop talking to the press, but Kondo didn't let the haters get to him. He believed that love is different for everyone and that we should celebrate diversity, not tear it down. The wedding function was not the end of their celebrations because Kondo and Miku even went on a honeymoon. For their honeymoon, Kondo and Miku traveled to Sapporo, the home of Krypton Future Media. Kondo booked flights and a hotel room for 2, fully immersing himself in his new life as Miku's husband. After the wedding, Kondo discovered the term fictosexual, which is used to describe people who are romantically attracted to fictional characters. He embraced the term and started to identify as part of this community. Then, in 2019, Kondo took things up a notch by commissioning a human-sized doll of Hatsune Miku. This doll became his new companion. They'd eat together, watch movies, and even travel together. Kondo was invited to speak at various events, including a symposium at Kyoto University where he shared his story. When the Gatebox service shut down in 2020, some newspapers called Kondo the first digital widower. But despite losing the hologram that had meant so much to him, Kondo's love for Miku didn't waver. In June 2023, Kondo founded the General Incorporated Association of Fictosexuality. His goal? To provide support to others like him and to educate the public about fictosexuality. So what are your thoughts on this love story? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories.